it is the end of my day and I'm honestly super pissed. So disappointing, like so not okay. What's up guys, welcome back. So today we are going to be playing with the new to me Physicians Formula Organic Wear Silk Foundation Elixir. And one of you, it only takes one, commented on a previous video when I mentioned it and said it is actually a drugstore dupe for the ILIA True Skin Serum Foundation. And if you are new to my channel, you may not know, but I have had a long love affair with the ILIA True Skin Serum Foundation. So we're gonna put one on one side of my face, one on the other side of my face. I don't know if that really warrants explanation, but that's what a side-by-side wear test is. And I also have the Physicians Formula Organic Wear Dewy Blush Elixir with superfruits. I have it in the shade Apricot Glow. Sounds awesome. And they're all in glass, which is lovely. Like even this little guy is in glass. And this is actually a teardropper. This is a pump. But anyway, I was going to put powder on and then I realized I had this blush elixir. So we'll just kind of play it by ear as we go. But I'm really excited for my own curiosity to size these up against each other. Hopefully I got my shade match right. And let's go ahead and jump in. Okay. Hello, yes, so online the only instructions for this foundation is to just shake it before you use it. So they don't tell you whether to use powder, they don't tell you whether to use a primer, they don't tell you what to do. So we're just gonna kind of figure it out as we go. This is a first impression for me. I rarely do first impressions on my channel, but I just figured I would mix it up a little bit. So it comes in a little teardropper and that's actually a nice serum-y consistency. I could see it being comparable here. That actually looks like an okay shade match. And the ILIA, I found that I can put it on with like almost any means of application. I wouldn't necessarily use a brush because it will kind of streak a little bit, but a sponge works nicely, your hands work nicely. And this, I don't know, I was taken a little bit aback just because the description of it says that it's like sheer to medium, whereas the ILIA True Skin says that it's like medium to buildable. So I wonder if they're gonna have the same coverage level, but I know that there are a lot of you guys out there that would, even if I got to the end of this wear test and said, this is very similar, but it's lighter coverage, it's more of a skin tint, that a lot of you would be like, heck yes, you know? So the pricing on this is also really different. I think that the ILIA is $54 and the Physicians Formula Organic Wear is $15.99. I know that looks ghostly, it does, but it actually matches my neck. And I just have a lot of discoloration right now, a lot of kind of like purpley red. My skin is super dry and irritated right now. And that's just the fact of life. So I'm actually enjoying how much coverage that has. Even if I look like a mime. I look like a mime. With the like French girl colors and then the just half white face. I look like a mime. And then I have the ILIA True Skin. Actually, I should have told you the shade. So I have this in the shade 01 Fair. And then I have this in Formentera because ILIA loves to make shade values like have nothing to do with the actual shade name. Okay, so this is a good bit deeper. That's fine. It should be interesting, but I'm okay with wearing it for a day, you know? Nobody's gonna notice that. Most people don't even notice if I'm wearing like two different eyeshadow looks, so I think that we all probably worry a little too much about what people think of us. But yeah, that's actually a much better match for me. But that's because ILIA, one advantage of the ILIA True Skin is that they have a massive shade range. Not massive, but they have, I think, 18 shades. Whereas the Physicians Formula, I wanna say they have like 8 or 10. We'll get into that. We're gonna talk all about ingredients and like the differences there and everything. And also like claims and mainly performance. Gonna do, like I said, a full wear test. But once it's down, I don't think that that's that big of a difference. And especially when I put some concealer on, it'll kind of even it out. All right, let's conceal a little bit. And actually lately I have found that I have to conceal so much less if I just start with a color corrector. So this is the Becca one. What's it called? Under Eye Brightening Corrector. And they say it's for under eye. I can use this everywhere. On a bare face of makeup, I can get a bare face of makeup. On a bare face, I can get away with wearing only this, totally fine, instead of concealer. It's also really nice for my dry skinned folks out there because the first ingredient in it is castor oil, and it is just really lovely for all of my dry under eye issues. So yeah, this is light to medium, so I assume that they have like a medium to deep. Highly recommend that product. It is so lovely and it makes it so that I don't have to wear as much concealer. Since we're not gonna be powdering, I'm going to go in with the Florence by Mills. It did not love the ILIA powder last time. It did not like it, but it is really beautiful. It does have a little bit of its own dry down, and I need something pale. I need something very pale to go with the pale shade that I got in the organic wear. I want this to stay there because it's cute, but it's also in my way. The hair is down, and it is, for the first time in a long time, actually behaving. I've got like 10 products in it right now to just make it look bigger and present and just anything, just do anything, you know? As a hairstylist for so long, I just always wanted to be that low maintenance girl. I was like, I just want my hair to be so easy and I wish I could just embrace my natural hair texture. I'm here to tell you guys, there is such a thing as like an ugly natural hair texture. I'm sorry. No one else in the world might have it, but I have it, and it's just kind of a combination of my old blonde hair being kind of like busted and my new growth that doesn't have any color on it being really difficult to tame because it's basically like super virgin, really feathery, and also like has this very odd, inconsistent wave pattern. And the facts of the matter are that my hair really won't behave without product, and my hair really doesn't look good air dried. Like, period, end of story. And so I just have to embrace the fact that there will be styling. I look so pale, I look like freaking Beetlejuice right now. Okay. Where is my Salt New York palette? It's right behind me. So, do you know what I did? So since I have all of the shades of the Salt New York palette, I have all the Cream Tint Pros because Kiki's amazing and she gave them to me. I mean, I bought a set, but she sent me all of them instead. Actually, she came and dropped them off at my house. So this time when she did her pre-sale, I was like, well, I want to get the deal for the mini palette, but I really only need contour. So what did I do? I bought the mini palette and 4 pans of the contour because I will use them. This is the only thing that I have panned in a really long time is this contour, and like the thought of running out of it is kind of an emergency because like it's just the best contour I've ever used. It's so, so good. Even though we haven't gotten into the ingredients yet, one thing that I did notice, and it's kind of the criticism that I got when I compared ILIA to Vapor, is that ILIA does contain some dimethicone, which is going to give it an advantage in terms of wear. Like, it's going to be lighter weight on the skin, it's going to flex with your skin better, and that's a disadvantage for some people because dimethicone ticks some people's skin off, okay? But so does coconut, so does aloe. They both contain coconut and aloe. And I definitely try to give people options. The option here, the like pleasant, good thing to highlight on the Physicians Formula is that it does not have dimethicone in it, which might make this an unfair comparison, but we will find out. Like, can you imagine how cool it would be if it performed really, really well, and then you have an option that is not only like way less than half the price, but also doesn't have dimethicone in it. So that is why we are testing them together. I'm also gonna bronze just a little bit, just to even this out. So I'm going to go in with, I believe this is the light medium shade in the Cream Tint Pro. And just warm the cheeks up. This is the Physicians Formula Organic Wear Dewy Blush Elixir with Superfruits. I love the idea that they are putting organic ingredients in makeup products. Come on, buddy. At least I know it's new. When you buy something off the shelf in Ulta, it's like always used, so I ordered this one online. Cute! Oh my gosh, what a great color. They say that that's apricot. That looks way like rosier than apricot to me, but still not mad about that. What a cute color. All right, here we go. The pigmented. I probably used too much, but what else is new? Okay, Khaki, that is extreme. That's a lot of blush. Gonna try and even that out a little bit. The good news is it's very pigmented. It's very saturated, and a little goes a long way, but like a little goes a long way. But just like with cloud paint, you just blend until it finds its happy place. You can always add a little bit more concealer if you so desire. But wow, what a pretty color. Okay. I think that I would prefer something that was a little less wet. It's a little bit too oily. You know, it kind of doesn't want to have its own dry down at all. And I might end up loving the foundation and just kind of passing on the blush. It's such a pretty color though. It'd be a shame. Okay, so in the case of the ILIA, I feel like the blush is making it so that it's like too dewy almost. So the ILIA wants to dry down on its own because it has dimethicone in it. And the organic wear, I feel like, is just staying kind of molten on my face in a way that kind of freaks me out and makes me think we might have a very short wear test on our hands today. I could be totally wrong, and I hope that I'm totally wrong, but it is just kind of like still liquid on my face right now. I'm going to put on like brows and mascara and stuff real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back, and it was a little bit of an adventure off camera. I will say I'm already a little bit frustrated with kind of how movable this wants to stay, and the organic wear, and also I really don't like the blush. I ended up going in with the Honest Beauty Coral Peach on top just because it is a much stiffer formula. This is so loose and oily. We'll talk about the ingredients in this, and hopefully that will kind of, I don't know, demystify that a little bit. As much as I think that this is such a beautiful color, it just wants to spread forever. It's like kind of like a frustrating lip oil where you're like, oh, I love this color, but it won't stay contained on my lips. Like this won't stay contained anywhere. It just wants to keep going and going. And so it's like, I got done with my eye makeup. By the way, I went in yet again with the new Glossier Sky Wash. I could not be more obsessed with these. I have a really beautiful, completely unmoving, like long wearing eye look today, and it took no time at all, and it doesn't look incongruous with a dewy face of makeup, which I'm obsessed with. Like someone finally closed the gap and solved that problem for me. I always say, the issue is when I put on a powder eye look and I like clean it up and I have to like clean the concealer up and everything like that, the light hits my eyes differently than it does the rest of my face, and it tends to just look wrong. They look out of place together, so I almost never wear an eye look with a dewy face of makeup. Now I can, and they're not too much. I love that. It doesn't look like evening. And it's just these two. And also the Moon Lid Star, which is what I used in my review video for those. So this combo right here, mwah, chef's kiss. That said, when I got done with the eye look and everything, I realized that I didn't have enough blush on. Shocking, revelatory, but that I did not want to go back in and layer with this because I felt like it was just gonna make everything really slushy. And that's what this kind of does. I shook the daylights out of it and it just makes everything kind of slushy. So let's talk ingredients and prices on all of these things. Ooh, it's $10.99 at Target. Target's always got it a little bit cheaper, everything. Okay, so talking about ingredients, they have the, pretty normal clean ingredients. You've got like low on the list, you got glycerin and vitamin E, ethyl hexyl glycerin. We do have phenoxyethanol in this one though. So it is drugstore in that sense. I have no objection to phenoxyethanol, but some people do. It's definitely worth calling out. Aloe leaf extract, vegetable collagen, cactus flower extract. We've got olive oil esters, orange fruit water, coconut oil, jojoba seed oil, squalane. This is definitely like really trying to come for the prestige clean beauty foundations at a much lower price point. So examine those ingredients on your own, decide whether they work for you, because I know that coconut is a big red flag for some people. Aloe can even be a red flag for some people. And phenoxyethanol sometimes is off limits for some people, but it doesn't have dimethicone in it, and the ILIA does. So yes, my memory served. The ILIA is $54. In each of these, you get 1 ounce, so comparable. So $54. This, like I said, comes in 18 shades, and I'm not sure how deep they really get. Yeah, they get okay. They get pretty deep for the amount of like shade range that there is. But yeah, aloe and squalane in both of these. I just feel like the observation from that commenter was very astute. I feel like these two things were like they were really kind of coming for this ILIA foundation. So yeah, as far as the ingredients go, it does have aloe as the first ingredient on the ILIA. Coconut alkanes, has caprylyl-methicone, and then it goes into a few other kind of like stabilizers, dimethicone, sativa rice hull powder, things like that. Just like a lot of really great like natural ingredients, but they don't claim that it is organic. I could go off about organic. I have been, as far as food is concerned, you guys know I was so ill for so long, and my life has improved so much better. My quality of life is like just exponentially better since I started eating like almost entirely organic. Like when I eat at home, I eat organic. I can't even tell you. So I can't help but think that putting organic ingredients on my face is probably great too. And on the Physicians Formula website, the Organic Wear Dewy Blush Elixir is $13.49, which is a lot for half a fluid ounce. This is something that I talk about with Clean at the Drugstore all the time, where it looks like it is less expensive, but they're actually giving you so much less product that it is probably like comparably more expensive than something that you would get like at a prestige beauty store. And I think that this is one of those kind of upsell items where like this is actually a very good bargain and this is not at all. That's also one of the things that I have run into with Physicians Formula that has kind of kept me from buying their products in the past, is that I do feel like their prices have always been pretty high. I can't remember the name of the other foundation that everybody was requesting that I try for so long, but it has a chemical sunscreen in it, and that was why I didn't try it. But also, I don't know, I think it's like $15.99 now, but it used to be like $22 at the drugstore. I think that they've lowered their prices recently. So what it is: a lightweight, easy to blend blush elixir that glides on effortlessly, enhancing cheeks with natural looking color and leaving a long lasting glow. I could tell you right now that there are probably people who are screaming at the screen being like, you put too much on. Like that's, I probably did, but it was so highly pigmented. I really tried to like spread it out on my hand first and everything like that, and it still ended up being like super, super pigmented. I could be totally wrong on having used so much, but at the same time, I like to wear a lot of blush. And the fact that when I put it on and it was still a little bit like too oily, I still felt like I needed more pigment on my cheeks. At the end, like I wanted to layer it, and I don't feel comfortable layering it because it's so oily. Ingredients wise, let's see, apricot glow. We start with sunflower seed oil. That is the first ingredient, and it is sunflower seed oil, and then jojoba seed oil, and then safflower oleosomes. And then we get into silica. We got more camellia seed oil, apricot kernel oil, just lots and lots of oils before we even get to the 1% line on the ingredients. And so they might be healthy oils, they might be beautiful carrier oils. There doesn't appear to be any kind of, fragrance, synthetic or otherwise, essential oils or anything in these, but this is mostly oil. And that doesn't really like work with most things that I would want to wear it with. And I have so many other cream and liquid blushes in my life that I love, like the Honest Beauty, like the Cloud Paint, which I don't use on camera enough, like the Kosas, those cream pigment duos, just absolutely gorgeous. And I always joke that I've never met a blush I didn't like. Sorry, Physicians Formula, you get the distinction that this is the first cream blush that I don't like. So I was wrong. There are 11 shades in this, and they go from this being the fairest one, which is pretty darn light, looking one side of my face to the other. That's a pretty light foundation, but it's not going to be that cool tone porcelain shade that some people might need. So, that's another thing, guys. I honestly, I'm probably going to just anti-haul it at some point, but I was talking about the Honest Beauty re-release of their CCC cream. The shade range is abysmal. They don't have anything for me. They probably don't have anything for you. I was shocked. One of you guys sent me that, and they were like, sent me a swatch of their lightest shade, and I was like, excuse me? Like, I understand that I don't always deserve to be like #1 on inclusivity, but like, there's like 4 shades. It's not okay. Anyway, so yes, this is $10.99, 11 shades, and hypoallergenic, fragrance-free, paraben-free, gluten-free, dermatologist approved, which doesn't mean anything, clinically tested, which means something, vegan, and cruelty-free. So as far as first impressions on the actual appearance of this, I think that they are virtually identical. Obviously, the shades are different, but we're getting the same amount of like pore blurring, we're getting the same amount of dry down, we're getting the same amount of coverage, just kind of like a solid medium. And I really think that like as far as just application so far, these are indistinguishable from one another. So this could be a lovely option. We're going to see. I'm going to wear it all day because I just am not loving like the soupiness of it, but at the same time, I'm really glad that we're comparing side by side with the ILIA because it might just be a case of the way that I'm wearing it or the weather outside today, the conditions that I'm doing the wear test in. And if that's the case, then they're both going to perform that way. And they're both a little sticky right now in a way that I don't totally love. I will wear this for at least the next 8 hours and I will see you guys at the end of my day. Hello guys, it is the end of my day and I'm honestly super pissed. I had genuine second thoughts about even posting this video because a little more than halfway into the wear test, I saw on my Instagram, because I had posted like a photo of me wearing this and I said that I was going to be sizing these two foundations up against each other, and a lovely viewer commented on my Instagram post and said they are no longer cruelty-free as of the beginning of this year. Basically, they went through some kind of reassessment, news got out, whatever, cruelty-free kitty, ethical elephant. They both confirm that Physicians Formula sells in mainland China now and they are no longer cruelty-free. So, like I said, I really thought about not posting this at all, but I decided to actually finish the video because, well, A, I wanted something for you guys to be able to watch. Like, I know that whether a video works out or not, I still want to like have that time with like a creator that I like. And also, I don't know, maybe you guys would find the comparison useful, maybe for your own brain catalog, because I do still have some thoughts on this, but also I have found that this is actually the easiest way to get information out. Other than to like post on my stories or post on my community tab or whatever, this actually reaches the most people. And I didn't know that they're not cruelty free anymore. So this is my way of telling you guys they're not cruelty free anymore. So if that's something that's important to you, that totally sucks, man. Like, I am really frustrated that even you guys made it through all of this video thinking like, huh, maybe. Like, I'm glad I didn't tell you guys, like, definitely, you know, go buy it and then found out or something like that. But yeah, so disappointing. Like, so not okay. There are so many brands that I feel like should be cruelty-free and aren't, but when one goes from being cruelty-free to not being cruelty-free anymore, like, it's 2020, guys. Like, come on. That said, let's talk final thoughts on this. First, I want to say this was not an ideal day for a wear test at all. It's like 100% humidity outside. It's gross. Even though this looks okay, I have like been wanting to pull my hair back all day. I have been wanting to scratch this off of my face because I'm just sticky. Additionally, I made a miscalculation. I put an oil-free concealer on top of two oil-based foundations. I forget about that sometimes because I tend to use, I don't know, the same combos a lot, I guess. And so it didn't occur to me that the Florence by Mills concealer, which I usually love, might disagree with stuff that is so oil forward. And boy, did it disagree. It's just really broken up on my chin and pretty much everywhere that I put it, under my eyes and everything. And I should have just gone with like the Kosas in this case. So keep those kinds of things in mind. People talk about pilling, people talk about separating and things like that. Oil doesn't like silicone and oil doesn't like water. And there are emulsifiers that can make all of those things live together in one product, but like a silicone primer and then like an oil-based foundation might pill, and in this case, a completely oil-free concealer on top of oil-based foundation broke up pretty badly. So perhaps cruelty-free status is like not that important to you, and maybe this is something that is still like important for you to get a verdict on. And honestly, guys, all told, the only difference that I noticed was that the pigmentation faded here really quickly on like the blush. So you can see that the ILIA side, which has the dimethicone in it, I don't know, I guess it created a barrier where it didn't absorb as much of the blush onto my face, but I noticed within like an hour the difference between this just kind of like still pretty vibrant, I would say, blush situation, and this one just kind of like fading off. So it's weird because it's the blush that went with it. I added some more blush, but still, like, mostly it's the one that came out with it. So you would think that they would be able to work a little bit better together. But I guess this one just shows the ability to hold on to pigmentation better. Either way, guys, I don't think that this would have gotten my stamp of approval one way or the other, just because of the lack of versatility, the oiliness of it, and that blush. That blush can take a hike. It's too expensive, it's almost entirely oil, it's difficult to work with, and it gummed up even the ILIA side. So no, for several reasons. Mainly because, and you know what ticks me off the most is when we were reading off all the qualifications online, this said cruelty-free. It says it on their website. How audacious is that to say you're cruelty-free when you're not? Like, that is such BS. That pisses me off so much. So I don't know, I wish I could recommend a freaking $10 or $11 foundation to you guys right now that had crazy good ingredients and could totally perform. But I don't have that for you today, so I'm very sorry. And if there are any other drugstore price foundations that you guys can think of, I do have these. I have the Pretty Fresh, the foundation, and the Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer from ColourPop, which are drugstore priced, that I'm going to be putting in a wear test review soon, so maybe those will work out. Unfortunately, the girl who commented on my Instagram post saying they weren't cruelty-free lives in Belgium, and apparently there just aren't as many drugstore brands there that there are here, and they don't get CoverGirl there anymore. It was just, I feel for you, girl, and I'm really sorry. And again, if you guys know of anything, let me know, but this is just hugely disappointing. I think that this is unacceptable. I think it's unacceptable that they put it on their website that it's cruelty-free and it's not. That makes me crazy. So anyway, guys, if this was helpful, if you found this helpful, do give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to keep hanging out with me on this channel for straight up, totally honest reviews, go ahead and hit the button down below and subscribe. Hit the notification bell because I am on an unschedule, according to Lisa D. Ginger Snaps, and I'm probably going to stay that way. I'm loving it. I like putting out content as often as I feel like, so definitely ring the bell so you get the notifications. Thank you guys so much for watching and for hanging out with me today. I love you so, so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.